Hi, my name's Ilma and welcome to my channel. I've been posting Christian blogs going 13 years next month every day. Today I'd like to share John 6 verses 1 to 7. Bear with me, I'm still having this walking pneumonia and trying to catch my breath, so bear with me. Here is the word of God. After this, Jesus went away to the other side of the Sea of Galilee, which is the Sea of Tiberias. And a large crowd was following him because they saw the signs that he was doing on the sick. Jesus went up on the mountain, and there he sat down with his disciples. Now the Passover, the feast of the Jews, was at hand. Lifting up his eyes then, and seeing that a large crowd was coming toward him, Jesus said to Philip, "Where are we to buy bread, so that these people may eat?" He said this to test him, for he himself knew what he would do. Philip answered him, 200 denarii worth of bread would not be enough for each of them to get a little. John 6 verses 1 to 7. And here's my poem. Crowds reaching out for healing. When one is desperate enough to get healing, one will be obsessed and driven to end the suffering. If you reach out to the Lord for such restoration, He will respond with grace, mercy, and salvation. Here's my commentary. The beginning of this account is Jesus' travel from Capernaum to the other side of the Sea of Galilee, which is the Tiberias Sea. According to commentaries, from Capernaum to the other side of the Sea of Galilee was about 4 miles. People have been watching him do all the healing signs he did. Jesus and his disciples set sail on a boat, so the people watched where it would go, and they pasted their eyes on him. It was easy to see the direction the boat was taking, and they hastened round the top of the lake by the land. The river Jordan flows into the north end of the Sea of Galilee. 2 miles up the river were the fords of the Jordan. Near the fords was a village called Bethsaida Julias, to distinguish it from the other Bethsaida in Galilee. And it was that area where Jesus was headed. Near Bethsaida Julius, almost on the lakeside, was a little plain where the grass always grew. This was to be the location for one of his greatest miracles. At first, Jesus went up into the hill behind the plain, and he was sitting there with his disciples. And the crowd began to appear in droves. It was 9 miles round the top of the lake and across the ford, and they had made the journey with all speed. At sight of the crowd, Jesus' sympathy was kindled. They were hungry and tired and needed to be fed. Reflection. What lengths would you take to be freed from sin and illnesses and be restored? This is so timely for this is the first time I have pneumonia, and I'm 65 this year, so I would do anything to get back that strength. But I also know that there are so many things that needed to be addressed in my life before I could get and receive that restoration that Jesus has been offering me. The trouble with suffering is that the world wants to avoid it. And interesting enough, Jesus's requirement to be a follower of his is to endure suffering. So the moment we feel uncomfortable, we don't get our regular routine, our strength, and all the things that we do, we just forget to rest. I think that's why God created the Sabbath rest for man, to recognize the spinning that happens to us when we don't get fed by His Word. And when we don't get fed, our minds do not get renewed. And as we all know, we are all sinful. Then the tendency is to dwell in sin without even knowing it. That's very subtle how the enemy infiltrate our mind, our hearts, our mouth. You know, I thank God that He has given me faith, because I wouldn't be here where I am right now, 65 years after what I've been through. And it's a good thing that He has given me such faith that I'm able to endure the suffering most of the time. But this moment, it's when we enter, my husband and I enter just our senior years, and there is no way we can truly prepare for the coming stages in our life. But the only way we prepare for that is to depend and let God have the control of everything. Otherwise, we love to resist. We love to do the opposite of what we're supposed to do because of our sinful nature. So I encourage you, reach out, and so you can receive, because God gives us healing, mercy, grace day by day. But we fail to see it because we're so driven into doing things that are not good for us, into accomplishing things so that we could have a sense of accomplishment or a sense of worth. But what we don't know is we have worth. The fact that we were born, we were given the gift of life, so we are precious in God's eyes. We are His possession. Thanks for watching. I hope you check my website at ILMA'S.com for artworks, photographs, and a copy of this blog. Please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. If you haven't seen, I have over 4,000 videos that I've done all those 13 years daily. Just type on YouTube or Google search ILMA'S Poem Devotional. Have a wonderful day.